This is Cassidy with Let's Talk Baby Wearing, and I'm gonna make some sourdough blueberry muffins for dinner. So I am filling this part in here because the event is on. I'm also cooking some meat, and yeah, so it's very loud in there. But I'm gonna get started. I have been doing a rice sourdough that I started myself, and it's been going for about a week and a half now. I typically make pancakes in the morning, and I'm working on branching out, so I'm going to try these sourdough blueberry muffins and have them as a side with dinner. But it's very loud in there, so I will probably just do a voiceover while I'm in there. But let's get started. And I am wearing a carrier because my son is just at that age where he's kind of, okay, he's only 19 months, but he's starting to stop napping, and he's a little more clingy because of that. So I've got a carrier on just in case he ends up needing some extra snuggles. And I'm going to get started cooking. It was super loud, so I am just going to do this voiceover. But first, I'm going to show my sourdough starter. This is with just white rice and brown rice flour. And you can see all of those air bubbles. It is alive and thriving. This recipe does call for 1 cup of the sourdough starter, so I did begin with that. But first, I went ahead and mixed it up. And I did later, after I did this whole process, go ahead and add some more rice and water to it to keep it growing, which just sounds really weird to say when talking about something that you're having sit on the counter and then going to eat. But it really truly helps to get your recipes nice and light and fluffy. Typically, our pancakes come out so nice in the morning. And then it's also supposed to help with, your ability to digest it because it's broken down a little bit more. As someone who struggles with foods that have high histamine counts, I am kind of curious to see how it goes. I know fermented foods can be a little bit of an issue for me, but with this being baked, I want to see how it goes. You do add 1 egg to this, and then about a 1/4 cup of coconut sugar. I was also trying to keep our other food from burning. And later I'm going to say that I used the King Arthur flour blend. That is not accurate. I used the Tom Sawyer gluten-free flour blend. And it was 1 cup of that. The King Arthur might have actually been the better choice. But the Tom Sawyer is the one that I was talking about that makes a really great gluten-free bread. I don't know why I mixed those up. The other one was just in my head for some reason, probably because I use it a lot. And then I just kind of grated in some sea salt, and then you add about a 1/4 cup of oil. The recipe called for coconut, and I went ahead and used avocado. And then I did a splash of vanilla, although it turned out to be a slightly larger splash than anticipated. I added some oil to a sprayer and then sprayed down the muffin tray, and then went ahead and mixed everything up. And somewhere in there, I did add some baking powder. You were supposed to do 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, but I didn't have any. All right, so I finished, and it is a super fluffy dough. I just need to add the blueberries. And I think we went through all our mini blueberries, didn't we? My goodness, you've been playing in the dirt. So we're going to use some normal blueberries, and my son dumped them all over the floor. Thank you. I think I've got a couple blueberries. Not much. So my son dropped the blueberries everywhere, so we're doing chocolate muffins. Chocolate muffins with a couple blueberries tossed in. This is all a little bit of chaos because, as you may have seen, we are decluttering a lot, but we're also about to have a kitchen renovation done, and we're having flooring that starts tomorrow that is going and being put in upstairs and eventually downstairs after the kitchen remodel as well. And everything's just a little insane. I had tried painting the cupboards, but the paint was rubbing off so fast that kind of gave up, honestly. And also having 3 young kids and trying to paint all of the cabinets ourselves, just, I am not the best at that stuff. So, got started, never finished, but now I don't have to worry about it because we're going to get new kitchen cabinets and we're going to change the design a bit. This whole little bar thing here is going away, which is amazing because my kids run into it all the time and I hit my hips on it all the time. So thank goodness that thing's gonna be gone. But yeah, going to scoop my blueberry chocolate chip. Man, feels like these need more liquid, but I don't want to completely screw it up. So maybe I will just hope for the best. And I am just gonna, normally I use one of those like little cookie scoops, but I'm just gonna use this so I don't have another thing to clean. And I'm gonna see how that works. But my oven is preheating. I will have the, okay? I will make sure the recipe is in the description, or probably not the recipe itself because it's somebody else's recipe, but I will try to make sure that I have a link to the blog that I found this recipe on. And even if it doesn't turn out, maybe it was me, because I use the King Arthur flour blend, which it is fantastic for bread, gluten-free bread. It's been a little hit or miss with other baked goods. I'm hoping that because it's muffins, it will be good, but I have no guarantee right now. So I will let you know if these turn out, and if they do, you can try them too. If you happen to have, sorry, that's really loud. If you happen to have a gluten-free starter, and I will try to also include the blog post where I found the gluten-free starter. I don't know if recipe is the right word, but how to do that. The one that I used. Mine started out as a white rice starter, and I've kind of converted it into a brown rice. I did it slowly. I don't know if you need to. I'm not a sourdough professional, so maybe I didn't need to, but I did. These muffins are just for me and my kids, so, and it's our home. Like, yeah, some people freak out if you touch stuff, but I washed my hands earlier before I started cooking, and yeah. Into the oven these go. I will let you know how they turn out. You know what I just realized? There's a crumble that's supposed to go on top, and I forgot it, so I didn't do that, but I will still let you know how it goes. Okay, so while the muffins finish cooking, we had dinner. Now we're gonna clean up my daughter. Not yet, you're correct. We'll get them in a minute. So my middle daughter went ahead and helped clean up this room. My other one is cleaning up the playroom. And my little guy's helping, of course. I'm gonna vacuum this up, and then the muffins, we're calling them cupcakes because we'll be ready, and we'll pull them out and see how it looks. All right, just as predicted, timer went off as soon as we got back in here. All right, so they didn't rise a ton. They look like they're hopefully cooked through. You can see. Yeah. Oh, yeah, very hot, very hot. Okay, so I'm gonna let them cool. They seem a little denser than I was hoping. I did use baking powder instead of baking soda, which I know it's not the same thing. It doesn't work the same way depending on what you have in your recipe, but I couldn't find my baking soda, and I figured close enough. Hopefully it won't affect it negatively. And like I said, the one flour mix that I used, I'm not 100% sure if it's the best. Almost, let's let them cool. So I'm not sure that it's the best for this type of recipe, but I'll let you know how it turns out after we taste it. We're calling these cupcakes, so we're putting, if I can get this on there, this frosting, for the kids. It's not super high sugar. I mean, everything's sugar. It's frosting. Of course, it's got some sugar. It's not insane, and we're calling these cupcakes, and they eat dinner, so. A beautiful cupcake. Can you give it to your sister? I'm breaking up my son's. It's somewhat fluffy. It almost seems a little grainy. Never mind. One bite I had felt a little grainy, but inside it doesn't. It's pretty light and fluffy. I don't think this is the best flour combo, but it's not the worst. Also, when I'm baking, I kind of do what I feel like. I have a good enough general sense of baking that I don't usually have to follow the recipes 100%, and they still turn out good, or because I've been baking gluten-free for quite a while. But yeah, this turned out pretty good. Like I said, I didn't completely follow the instructions. When I find my baking soda, I will try it again with the baking soda and maybe try a different flour mix just to see how it goes. Hey, excuse you. You don't get to live inside there. But yeah. So yeah, all in all, not too bad. Okay. So I do have trouble. I have a hard time with eggs, but I'm finding I can do them in baked goods right now. And used to be even having a bite of a chocolate chip would have set me into a flare-up, and that's not happening right now. I have some allergies and MCAS, EOE, MCAS, and just general food allergies and environmental allergies, which can make it a little bit hard to find food. But I am on the proper dose of medication finally, because we found a way to drop the price by a quarter. By 3/4. It is now a quarter of the price that it used to be, and that made it so much more affordable. So I am now actually taking, whoa, careful. I'm now actually taking the proper dose, and holy cow, it has made such an improvement. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed, and again, I'll have that recipe in the description. Let me know if you want to see more content like this, or if you think I have to start another channel just to have other content. Huh. Life is about more than baby wearing, right? No? Yeah? Is it about more than baby wearing? No! True. Good point. Oh. Alright. I love you. Like and subscribe if you want to. A thumbs up does help, and I appreciate it if you do. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.